us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Good morning to you and welcome to today's edition of Newspaper Review on our Impact 102.1 FM. This is where we bring to you stories trending across the dailies today in Nigeria. It's a beautiful Tuesday, the 8th day in August 2023. My name is Damiola Akinladi. As always, I am not going to be doing this alone. I have, a co-host in the journey of papers this morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, ADT. Good morning, Damilola. I'm doing okay. I'm doing great and amazing this morning. I can't wait for us to actually see what's on the front pages of the newspaper. Good morning, Lagosians. My name is Oluwatomi Owoborode.
We trust you had a good night's rest. We trust that you're ready to get into today's work and achieve your dreams as we go on. Today on the paper review, we have with us the Punch newspaper. We also have with us the Guardian newspaper, the Daily Trust, as well as the Vanguard. We're going to go on a break right now. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the headlines across the papers with us this morning. Please stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Welcome back to the show. It's still paper review on our Impact Radio 102.1 FM. And let us kick off this morning with the Punch newspaper. The headline reads, so there's a big headline on the Punch. Federal government withdraws contempt suit against Labour NLC, may suspend strike. Federal government withdraws contempt suit against Labour NLC, may suspend strike. Two writers to the story. Solicitor General Right NLC Falano says federal government suspends suit over Tinubu's intervention. Also, NLC TUC await federal government on palliative agreement, calls special meeting over planned strike. That is the headline that is on the Punch this morning. Below that, of course, former Character Commission officer admits taking bribes, indict chairman. That is a headline on the Punch this morning. You can find that on page 28. Former Character Commission officer admits taking bribes, indicts chairman. You find a picture of the commissioner representing Oyo State in the Federal Character Commission. That's Professor Olufenla Joseph. And other panelists. Grilling former Character Commission's officer, and where, of course, a statement was made. Above the nameplates on the Punch this morning, Senate refuses to confirm El-Rufai Danladi female nominee. Senate refuses to confirm El-Rufai Danladi female nominee. That's on page 8 of the Punch. Nigeria-Niger mega rail project threatened, over 1,000 trucks trapped. That's a story you find on page 2 of the Punch this morning. Nigeria-Niger mega rail project threatened, over 1,000 trucks trapped. That's on page 2 of the Punch this morning, talking about the Nigeria-Niger diplomatic brouhaha that's currently going on at the moment. Obaseki dismisses impeachment plot, says Shuaibu planning APC defection. This is on page 11. Of course, there have been tensions or rumored tensions or alleged tensions between, the governor of Edo State and his deputy, Shuaibu. However, this morning, the government making a statement, dismisses impeachment plots, says Shuaibu planning APC defection. Just the lower third of the Punch this morning, Jakonde conceived Banana Island, allocated no plot to self. This is coming from Sun. Mob attacks cop as Bush crushes motorist on BRT lane. Mob attacks cop as Bush crushes motorist on BRT lane. On the pages of the Punch as well, FBN holders, shareholders protest AGM suspension, demand regulators intervention. That's the story on the Punch this morning. You can find that on page 22. Grab a copy of the Punch to take a look at the stories we've brought to you this morning.
So I have the Guardian newspaper here with me, and the front page of the Guardian newspaper, the top story is housing affordability crisis. Housing affordability crisis, inflation, high interest rates spike sales, rents bites 40% in major city. Inflation, high interest rates spike sales, rents by 40% in major cities. You can read the full story on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper, and on the front page of the Guardian newspaper we see different states with how much they are actually renting the houses. In Lagos, 4 million naira. In Abuja, 10 million naira. Port Harcourt, 2.5 million. Kano, 2 million naira. And Enugu State, 1.8 million naira.
I think this is actually a very interesting. I mean, in the last 3-4 years alone, the hike in housing rates has really gone up. I mean, in Lagos currently, you cannot rent a room on power self-contained if you don't have nothing less than 600,000 naira. If you don't have 600,000 naira above, you might not get a decent house. And even in some areas with 700,000 naira, you still will not get a decent house. Like they're going to put you in one choked up space.
Definitely,
really. Exactly. And I think it's a cause of concern. We have people that are moving out of Lagos and states, like we're moving into the interlands of other states, just to be able to just to get by with affording housing needs. Big story.
So below the big story or the major story on the Guardian newspaper, Niger ultimatum. ECOWAS leaders meet Thursday to ponder next steps. Niger ultimatum. ECOWAS leaders meet Thursday to ponder next steps. The full story of that is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Again, Imo residents comply with ECPA's sit-at-home order. Imo residents comply with ECPA's sit-at-home order. Page 29 of the Guardian newspaper. This sit-at-home order that has been going on in the East for quite some time, and this person that's actually giving the order, they say is not in the country. He doesn't stay in the country, Nigeria, and the residents are actually complying with this all sit at home. So I think it should be one of the things we'll actually tell or give to our analysts to actually let us know the insight of these things and everything like that. So you can read the full story on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper. And page 4 of the Guardian newspaper has the story discordant tunes over accreditation of courses in universities. Discordant tunes over accreditation of courses in universities. Beneath that, Senate drops El-Rufai, Danladi, Okotete, Okes Keyamo after apology. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Senate drops El-Rufai, Danladi, Okotete, Okes Keyamo after apology. Page 3 of the Guardian newspaper has the full story. Pastor, 4 others killed in fresh Plateau attack. Pastor, 4 others killed in fresh Plateau attack. Page 30 of the Guardian newspaper. And beneath the picture of the Guardian newspaper, in front of the newspaper of the Guardian, Sanwo-Olu, Oshoba, Nwachukwu, Bonola, others extol Jakonde's virtues at memorial lecture. Sanwo-Olu, Oshoba, Nwachukwu, Bonola, others extol Jakonde's virtues at memorial lecture. Page 7 of the Guardian newspaper has the full story. And lastly, DSS police officers to pay 20 million naira damages for corporal's murder. DSS police officers to pay 20 million naira damages for corporal's murder. Page 8 of the Guardian newspaper has the full story, so you can pick up the Guardian newspaper this morning to read the stories in the newspaper. That's all on the Guardian newspaper.
I mean, you raised quite some really interesting headlines on the Guardian this morning. Of course, Nigerians are waiting with bated breath to find out what will be ECOWAS's next step regarding the Nigerian question. What would member states do? What would the sitting chairman of the ECOWAS, talking about the president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, what would it's also a question we need to post to our our analysts. What does it think should be the next line of action for the country and for the president regarding this very critical Nigerian issue. Remember, you can join the conversation on Paper Review this morning by giving us a call into the studios 070010211021 or leaving us a message on WhatsApp 0907224518 to react to the stories that we have read for you across the pages of the paper so far. Once again, the number to call is 070010211021 or leave a message on WhatsApp or via direct text messages. The number to text to is 0907224518. Let's take a quick dive into the Daily Trust this morning. Headline reads: Euro-bound flights diverted amidst fear of fare hike. The headline reads on the Daily Trust this morning: Euro-bound flights diverted amidst fear of fare hike. 5 riders to the story. Lagos-London one-way tickets now cost around 5.6 million naira. Mali, Burkina Faso send delegation to Niger. Air France suspends flight in Nigeria. ECOWAS meets again on Thursday, and Germany threatens coups with sanctions and prosecutions. That's the rider to the story that makes the headline on the Daily Trust this morning. Just below the lower third, you see El-Rufai, 2 others confirmation on hold as Wike, Pate, Edu, 42 others cleared for the ministerial seat. Also on the Daily Trust this morning, digital skills, federal government partners Wema Bank to empower 1 million youths. Federal government partners Wema Bank to empower 1 million youths. Also on the Daily Trust this morning, Kaduna villager who lost 3 kids to banditry killed bandits leader. Kaduna villagers who lost 3 kids to banditry killed bandits leader. That's on page 6. Quite an interesting read that should be. Also above the nameplate below the nameplate rather, on the Daily Trust this morning, issues as Ganduje moves to unify APC. Issues as Ganduje moves to unify APC. Also on the Daily Trust, WAEC withholds results of 262,803 candidates. Yes, WAEC withholds result of 262,803 candidates. Also on the Daily Trust, Tinubu Atiku Senate, others hail Super Falcons despite World Cup exit. Tinubu Atiku Senate, others hail Super Falcons despite World Cup exit. And I think, of course, the Falcons give a good account of themselves at the World Cup. Quite some interesting stories. WAEC withholding, result of 262,803 candidates is quite something that we should be looked at. WAEC with those results on the grounds of exam malpractices and other indiscrepancies during the exam process. So let's see how this pans out really. That's the story on the Daily Trust this morning. Like I said, you can react to the stories we brought to your hearing across the daily this morning by dropping a message for us on WhatsApp or by calling into the studio. The number for the studio lines is 090-0700-1021-1021, or you can drop a message for us on WhatsApp 0907-224-5018. That is the number you can text your messages to. All right, we're gonna go on a break right now. When we come back, I'll be delving into more talks with our analysts in the studio this morning. Please stay with us. It's the paper review on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Welcome to On Record.
Every word matters.
What I want to do is to take Nigeria from consumption to production.
My name is Mr. Innocent Chuboma. I started by trading on motorcycle scrappers.
They really ask, how much is the Nigerian life worth?
Policing is everybody's business, not the business of the men on uniform alone.
We will establish student loan 4 years course, but the 4 years course.
When you dispense, a pharmacist dispenses a drug to a patient, the name of the drug must be written on the envelope.
On Record is a 45-minute program where we discuss the actions, inactions of government, ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as business and health affairs that shape our worldview.
Join us 9 a.m. every weekday on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. On Record.
Every word matters.
Everybody, get ready. High Impact Planet is coming with summer experience.
Have you heard? The biggest amusement park in Nigeria is bringing the best fun experience for family and friends this summer. It's the summer experience at High Impact Planet Amusement Park and Resort. Yes, for as low as 10,750 naira for single package, 48,375 naira for a group of 5 guests, and 91,375 naira for a group of 10 guests. You get access to animatronics, mini playground, bumper cars, skating rink, and the haunted arena. And guess what? For every pre-booked group package, you get 1 extra ticket free. What are you waiting for? Call 0814-229-9509 or 0812-271-4373 or visit www.highimpactplanet.com. High Impact Planet is located at Kilometer 12, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, opposite Mountain Top University, Ibafo, Ogun State. Terms and conditions apply. High Impact Planet, the destination of choice.
The storylines, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, the inside info, and all the action on and off the field. Catch up with all your favorite sporting action live on Sports Hub every Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. and on Saturdays at 2 p.m. right here on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Ati
where are you cruising this weekend?
Omo, I'm lounging on High Impact Cruise.
What's that?
Oh, you haven't heard about Eugene One? A luxurious ultra-modern 4-story yacht. Omo, me and Dele chop life. Fabulous music. Then live band play. 3-course meal and different exotic drinks on top Lagos water for 4 hours.
So how far now? What's the level?
You too can come on a cruise and have an unbeatable experience on the waters of Lagos. Dance, drinks, and 3-course meals on Eugene One. Call 0705-095-5987 or 0806-483-1491. Now for bookings.
Guy, I'm coming with you.
No. I already arranged with Pat now.
You mean my Pat?
High Impact Cruise. Dream, discover, explore.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
Yes, welcome back to the newspaper review on our Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station, and you can react to any of the stories we took earlier on 0700-1021-1021, or you can send us a text message or a WhatsApp message on 0907-224-5018. I have the Vanguard newspaper with me as well, and the top story on the Vanguard is Ministers. Senate stops El-Rufai, Okotete Danladi. This is a recurring story from the Guardian newspaper, the Punch newspaper as well. Ministers, story, and job racketeering at FCC. IPPIS officer admits collecting bribe. IPPIS officer admits collecting bribe. And the last story on the Vanguard, after apology, Senate screens Keyamo. After apology, Senate screens Keyamo. That's all on the Vanguard newspaper.
You can drop your reactions. 0700-1021-1021 is the number to call. or you can text us via WhatsApp 0907-224-5018 to react to the stories that we have brought to you here in this morning. In a couple of minutes, we're going to be joining our guest and this analyst via phone calls to hear his take on the stories making the headlines. But first, we have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning to you. Your name and your location. Welcome to the show.
I'm Liberty, calling from Ogun State.
All right, let's have your thoughts.
I only want to comment on the at least Trumbu campaign and the ministers that they appoint this time. When he campaign, he promised to appoint youth for his cabinet. Now, we can youth now. Every youth and every other people that they appoint, they are all the youth. The promise that they made to the youth that before they join him, it was saying the World Cup. He won't come make 100 ministers. If he won't make 100 ministers up from the 48 in place already. Which youth is there? First of all, Calvin is one of the youth, David. Let's go ahead, Nigeria. Now, wait, I want to answer that.
Thank you very much for your comments, Liberty. All right, 0700-1021-1021, the number you can call into the studio live. And of course, you can also text us via WhatsApp or via normal text messages. The number to text is 0907-224-5018. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello? Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location. Kindly turn down the volume on your radio set, please.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Your name and your location.
My name is Carl. I'm calling from Ogun State.
All right, welcome to the show. Let's have your thoughts.
Yes, you people are doing so, and I somewhat delighted in
thank you so much.
On this platform. God will continue to add more grace to help us.
Amen.
Then, my comment is the ECOWAS trying to send troops to Niger Republic. If you have been following the political development in Niger, you should be able to know that what is happening in Niger is happening here in Nigeria, my country and their country. It is when African leaders get it right, that is where things will start to happen. Positive things have to happen in Africa. Our president trying to send troops to Niger. The question comes up, has he been able to solve his own problem at home here? We have multiple problems, very multiple problems. If the ECOWAS community send troops now, at the end of the day, Nigeria is going to pay the expenses. As a country that came to the giant of Africa, Nigeria is definitely going to pay the expenses. That reminds me when Babangida was fighting for apartheid regime. It is on record that Nigeria spent over $500 million at that time. We have people that over it. So I'm asking, have our president solved our own problem here? What is happening in Nigeria is also happening in Nigeria, more than the way it happens in that's taking place in Nigeria. So what I'm saying now, let us look inward. Charity begins at home. Nigerians are hypocrites. If you go out there, you see how Nigerians are begging. Nigeria has become beggars overnight because of these nonsense economic policies. So the moment we get it right, that's when things will have to happen. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much for your comments. Right, 0700-1021-1021. We have to join our guests right now. We're going to be joining our analysts to, of course, take a deeper look into the issues, that make the headlines on the page of the papers this morning. And hopefully we can get, a very expert, view on the issues. We'll join our guest in a moment. Please be with us. All right, welcome back to Paper Review on High Impact 102.1 FM. We're being joined by Dr. Kayode Adedayo, a public affairs analyst in the studio this morning. Good morning, Dr. Dayo.
Yes, good morning. How are you today?
Doing fine. Great to have you on the program this Tuesday.
It's good to have you today.
All right.
It's good to be on your program.
Thank you so much. So let's take a deep dive into the headlines making the rounds this morning across the Nigerian dailies. I'd like to take you straight to the Guardian. On the Guardian this morning, a story broke on the Guardian this morning, and the headline, according to the Guardian, says ECOWAS leaders meet Thursday to ponder next steps. My first question will have to be of the fact that how would you describe the approach of right now Nigeria as a country to the Nigerian question and the ECOWAS approach so far? And in the wake of the meeting, what are you expecting? What should be the next steps that the ECOWAS should take to avoid the ongoing should I say rumors and speculations of a full-out confrontation with this country?
Yes, you see, I've always been saying that it's always good to pursue a peaceful resolution of any dispute, because dispute is part of development. And when you don't handle it with wisdom, you spoil so many other things. Nigerian approach in the first instance is not something I really appreciate, because if you look at the relationship, especially diplomatic relationship between Nigeria and Niger,
yes,
it has been a cordial one.
Yeah,
right from the time immemorial. Look at the issue of River Niger that streamed into Nigeria all the way from Niger Republic. There has been an agreement right from the time of Gowon with Niger Republic that they should not dam River Niger in their own country, because we have the capacity to dam it here in Nigeria and then use it to generate electricity. And that's why you have Kanji Dam,
yes,
the one in Shiroro, and the one in Jeba.
Yeah.
And Jeba. And we now say, okay, if you do that, we'll be giving you electricity since the time of Gowon. And that's why we have been giving them electricity. Now you call their electricity off. Do you think they will be at peace with you? They won't. Because they too can go there and then stop that River Niger from flowing to Nigeria. So what happened to our electricity supply? Yeah, some argue that is the United Nations or AFDB have been trying to set up another electricity generating plant in Niger. But that's not the issue. The issue is what agreement did we have with them in the first instance? That is one. Two, ECOWAS leaders, do they really know the nitty-gritty of why in Anglophone countries they have been fighting against France? Because this thing is beyond just a coup d'etat.
A coup d'etat, yes.
It's beyond coup d'etat. France that said it had given those countries independence. Are they really independent? Based on the agreement, independent agreement, they made those people to sign. I mean, those Francophone countries.
Yeah.
And I can raise some issues on that. Number one, that they should not, for any reason, change their currency from franc. That they should not have any military relationship with another country except France, that none of those countries should support any other military incursion
exercises, yes,
except France. In case of any war, they have to support France, whether France is right or not. That their reserve must always be in their own central bank, that is Banque de France. Instead of, like we have our own central bank now where we keep our own reserve, they say no, it has to be there. And those money will now be borrowed to them again. Any natural resources found in any country must be exploited by France, except France decide not to. Even in their world of contracts, they must consider France companies first. Is that independence? And these people are saying, look, this particular president must stop that, and he refused to stop it. And he has forgotten that he is from the minority group. And their soldiers, most of them are from the majority group.
Ethnic stock, yes.
So what do you expect? Has ECOWAS been able to also look at that? Now, if you are now seeing that, if you are looking at it from that perspective, why then has Africa not developed since all these days? France that doesn't have gold is the largest, is the third largest, is having the third largest gold reserves in the whole world.
Yes.
So you can imagine how much of gold has been stolen from some of these francophone countries, inclusive of Niger Republic. So what are we talking about? Will Africa economy not emerge? Now, all these things, if ECOWAS had put them together, they should have known that, listen, we don't need to settle this dispute militarily. Rather, sit down with the new leaders to be able to design another pathway to what is happening there. Yes, democracy. We all want democracy. We all want government by the people, for the people. But to what extent has African leaders been able to deliver dividends of democracy to the people? People that had willingly submitted their sovereignty to you, to what extent have they been able to deliver dividends of democracy to them? Look at what we're experiencing in Nigeria now. Look at what we're experiencing in Nigeria. Fraud everywhere. Fraud everywhere. Talking from the banking industry down to the petroleum industry, communication industry, power, energy. So what are you talking about?
Let me.
And then Nigeria had forgotten. Nigeria had forgotten that 7 of their states are having borders
with Niger Republic.
Niger Republic. So what's going to be the implication of you leading ECOWAS to go and fight them in Niger Republic? These are issues. It is always better to judge than to war. Because even after you have war, you will still come back to judge. But all those things that have been destroyed, will you be able to repair them? Lives that will have been lost, will you be able to bring them back to life? These are issues that need to be considered.
Before we look into what steps you feel the ECOWAS and even the country of Nigeria should take, I mean, let's take a look at the relations between Niger Republic and Nigeria. In fact, since the 1960s. For example, during the Nigerian Civil War, the then president of Niger, that is Amani Diori, was one of the active mediators, during the Nigerian Civil War that happened. And in the last 50, 60 years, that we have been relating with the Nigerian Republic, there's unlike Cameroon, unlike the Nigeria-Cameroon relations or Nigerian-Chad relations, it has been a lot more peaceful compared to our other boundary states or other bounding states. Taking a look at, even economically speaking, Nigeria's export, to Niger Republic year on year since 2021 has increased over 6.05%. As at 2021, Nigeria's export, was around $39 million to Niger. As of now, it stands at $180 million as of the last quarter 2022 that it was taken, with numbers yet to come in for this year as it speaks. And funny enough is the fact that Niger also serves as Nigeria's biggest and Nigeria also imports a lot of produce from Niger, most especially being the fact that Niger
when you compare what we import from Niger to what we export there, you see that of Niger is even bigger. What do we import from Niger? Food,
yeah.
Our beans comes from Niger. Our corn, this corn that we used to make popcorn. Will you believe that it comes from Niger? Will you believe that? Our wheat comes from Niger. Onions comes from Niger. If they should stop it, let them to stop it. And then see how famished we are going to be in Nigeria.
But some
issues that need to be considered.
Some parts on some sections of scholars would say that necessity is the mother of invention. If there's a dispute at some sort, this will make Nigeria look inward to develop these lacks and these things we import from the country, from Nigeria Republic. But let's go to the question: what do you think should be the next line of action for ECOWAS? Moving on, as of course they meet next week Thursday.
There is no option other than diplomatic resolution, diplomatic peaceful resolution, because in the first instance, Africa has a lot to gain from this coup in Niger Republic. Right now, Niger has stopped exportation of its uranium and gold to France. They have stopped it. They have stopped all those nonsense agreements they had for independence. They have stopped it. So that means they can grow the economy. It's France that have been holding these people that in Southeast Asia that is not allowing them to grow their economy. And they are saying that's why the fact that they have the third largest space, geographical space in the whole world, that they are still poor. Why would they not be poor? What are you contributing to Niger poverty level? I mean, what do you expect? Poverty is part of the indices that you use to measure fragility index of any environment. And when the fragility index is high, definitely you should be expecting insurrection. You should be expecting anything. And that is exactly what we are seeing in now.
All right, let's move away from the ECOWAS and of course Nigeria story. Let's take a little look into the federal government withdrawing the contempt suit against the Labour and the plans for NLC to suspend the strike. People have said over the years that NLC has become a toothless dog that's all bark and no bite. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you see, when you talk of NLC even over the years have not been doing enough for the people it's leading. Doing enough in terms of the moment they go there to negotiate with government, whatever their demands are have never been given. And they will come back to say, yes, they have won. What have they won? When the government will increase pump price from something like 10 naira, for instance, to 15 naira, and you now say, yes, you are going on strike, people should come out. A lot of people will have died. A lot of businesses will have been lost. Government will now say, okay, we are reducing it from that 15 to maybe 12 or 13. Is that what we call victory? It's not victory. Victory is when you admit government to revert back to the status quo. To the status quo. We now remember what happened between federal government led by Jonathan and the same Nigerian group the other time. It was reverted totally. But what has NLC been doing over the years? What have we been seeing NLC doing over the years? Okay, imagine this. Pump price was increased from 190 naira to over 500 naira, and they couldn't do anything. When government knows that you can only back, you can't bite, they will keep on oppressing you. You keep on being oppressed. So whatever else is doing, what I wish them luck. But it's a pity. It's a pity that the people themselves still today still don't know how to handle government. And why don't they know? Two things. People have refused to get themselves educated as regards what is happening around them. There was a research done by someone, and even the National Assembly corroborated it, that even at 190 naira per litre, NNPC was making the profit of 100 naira. Tell me, where is the subsidy? The second issue is government has intentionally weaponized poverty.
Choice of words there, Mr. Kayode.
So they have intentionally weaponized poverty so that they can keep on controlling the people. And how did they weaponize poverty? Increasing of price of the pump price of petroleum, incessant increase of electricity tariff, incessant increase of one tax here or the other, incessant increase in the tariffs of other social amenities, so that people will not be able to look healthy, to agitate for good government, for good governance.
These are serious allegations, Dr. Kayode. These are serious allegations.
Yeah. You say what?
These are serious allegations you're making.
It's not an allegation. Listen, this is not an allegation. When you have taken education from the people, people cannot go to school again. People cannot feed. People cannot feed. People are not secured. What is it? What is the major function of government? Is it not to protect the people and then ensure the well-being of the people? That is the major essence of government. So why are you calling it allegation? It's not an allegation. It is what is happening. It is what everybody is saying. There are empirical analysis out there for anybody to see. Empirical analysis. Even as you are in that organization, how much were you earning a year ago? How much are you using from that your earnings on transportation, on feeding, on housing? Now that there is spiral inflation caused by increase in the pump price of petrol from 190 to now heading to 700. As your organization increase your salary, whatever you might have been doing 6 months ago, can you still do it now? What is the state of those children coming behind? Is that an allegation? It's not an allegation. He's saying the obvious. It's about saying the obvious.
Before we let you go, Dr. Kayode Adedayo, let's take you quickly on this last story on The Guardian. says inflation, high rates spike sales rents by 40% in major cities. Right now, the housing issues in major cities across Nigeria, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, has gone up. Right now, as of now, the price for a 3-bedroom apartment in Lagos is going for up to 4 million naira. In Abuja, is going for 10 million naira. In Port Harcourt, 2.5 million naira, according to reports from the National Bureau of Statistics, and of course, Enugu,
is that an allegation too? Is that an allegation?
At 1.8 million naira. Your final thoughts on this, Dr. Kayode?
That is the obvious. The report is just obvious. There is a friend of mine now that wants to rent just 1 bedroom, self-contained, somewhere along Agege Iju Road. Is being asked to go and bring 500,000 naira. 500,000 naira. And this is a teacher. This is a teacher that despite the inflation in the country, the salary has not been increased. Where does he get that? Now, government is not saying we give you palliative of 8,000 naira per month. What happens to accommodation of the citizens? The well-being of the citizens? How much is the government involvement in providing housing for the people? Even when you see government coming up with housing this, housing that, they still sell those houses to themselves. Look at the one in Alaus, beside the Ikeja Electric. That place is supposed to be for the civil servants working at the secretariat, so that it be easier for them to get to work. But go and find out who are living there. I have seen a lot of expatriates live in that place. I have seen them driving out of that place before. Is that also an allegation? It's obvious. Obvious.
All right, thank you very much.
What is the government doing as regards provision of adequate housing for the people, despite the palliative they say they are giving? And that is some of the areas that NS is supposed to be talking about.
All right, thank you very much.
They are never ready to do their research and homework.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Kayode Aidayo, for joining us and lending expert opinions on the stories today. Hopefully, we're gonna hear from you on the show some other times, by God's grace.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And you too.
Bye bye.
We've come to the end. Sadly, we've come to the end of Newspaper Review today on High Impact Radio 102.1 FM. Time is not on our side today. Nonetheless, continues tomorrow, same time at 7:05 down to the hour of 8. My name is Damilola Akinlade, and it's been a humble pleasure doing this with
Oluwatomi Owoborode. Enjoy the rest of the Morning Impact show.
Up next is Morning Magnus Show. Have a good morning.